Hey guys, welcome on. I'm super excited to hop on this Zoom with y'all and appreciate everybody being on here. And anybody, I know some people couldn't make it and they'll watch the recording. So anybody that watches the recording, I appreciate that too. But so I'll give you kind of the layout of what we'll be talking about today. And so we're going to kick off with some stories, some success stories, people who's had success this past year, maybe a couple of years. Then we're going to talk about some daily action, what to do on the day-to-day basis, and then how can I turn that into exploding these last 90 days into January 1st. And then we'll actually have some listen to some newer NexGen people on some IPAs and stuff they've done to create income for themselves. So with that being said, I will start off by telling you my story and just kind of how I got here or whatever. So if you're on here, you know about the drops, you know they work, you know they're great. Almost 2 years ago, I started taking the drops and I lost 55 pounds. Not to get too much into it, but for that year, I started running the system of growth, and I actually sold over 100 boxes that year. And it was a blessing to see, but I didn't take it. The business part, I wasn't really all in, I guess you would say. And so where I come in is this January. So 9 months ago, I made the commitment to my dad. I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know I'm all in. And I honestly, I don't know that he believed me, but I'm in it. And so I started then we went to an event in Destin, and my eyes were just blown wide open with the community that we have here and the opportunity. And so I started then, and in about 5 to 6-ish months, I was able to reach vice president, which meant a lot for me. Being 23 years old, finishing up college, being able to support myself, not having any student debt, not having to go work an extra job. I have the time freedom, and now, it's not all of where I want to be one day, but for a 23-year-old, pretty good financial freedom as well. And so to be able to have that, to be able to start investing, travel, do the things I want to do, this company and this opportunity has absolutely changed my life. And it's why I'm so passionate about sharing it with the world. So that's kind of my story on the business side. Now I'm going to kick it to Sarah Weaver, who has absolutely crushed it and does so many different things. So Sarah, I'll kick it to you.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. I am too, just like Peyton. I was a student, still am a student a little bit, still working on some research, but my mom was the one who actually got me started on the drops. Started the drops January of last year, and by August, I lost 64 pounds. Yes, 64 pounds. So we know that the product works. Absolutely love it. Matter of fact, I'm on a journey now to lose another 50 pounds. So super excited. And you can follow my page for all the updates on that. But guys, for the financial aspects, I have a PhD in meteorology, and while that does bring in a lot of money, I also got a lot of debt from that as well. The perks about this company is that I literally make more with this company than I do with my PhD, and that is the absolute biggest blessing. And even the biggest if that's even a word, blessing is that the time freedom. I'm not stuck in a cubicle. I'm not stuck in a routine of 1 week day shift, 1 week night shift, like some of the positions that I would potentially have do. And thankfully with this company, I am my own boss. I make my own time, and I'm not stuck doing the typical 9 to 5. And so with that, I'm going to hand this over now to Shelby Davis.
Yes. And so my story is a little bit different compared to Sarah and Peyton, because the start of mine did not start with the product, because I have never actually taken our viral product, the Slenderized drops. That being because the entire time I've been a part of this company, I have been either pregnant or nursing. I'm currently both, so I'm still not able to take the drops, which is, as many of you know, basically one of the only reasons why you can't take the drops is for one of those two reasons. So, but my story started in May of 2023 when I had just found out that I was pregnant with my first daughter, and I was a elementary school teacher, and I realized that I did not want that for the rest of my life. I didn't want to have to work a 7 to 3 job as a teacher. And many of you know Sherry Key. She is actually my mom. And so I have watched her be a part of this company for 10 years now. And she has just exploded her business. And so I watched that firsthand and just the potential that it had. So over the next 2 years, I guess now 2.5 years, I have built my business using the system of growth. Everybody else's testimonies. People always ask me, well, what do you use when you share? How do you even share because you don't have your own testimony? And while it takes a little extra effort and a little extra work, there are thousands upon thousands of testimonies that show that this product works. And many of you know that that's what we use to show the world that that they need this product and that they need the drops. And while I can't take the drops, I do take I think 8 or 9 other products. So it's not that I don't believe in our products. Of course I do, because I take the ones that I can. But I did not go back to the classroom once my daughter was born in January of 2024. She's a year and a half now, and I am not going back to the classroom anytime soon, hopefully never. So that's my story.
That's awesome. So I want to just point out, there's kind of a common denominator between the three of us. And I think it's why it's so big for our generation, for everybody, but especially our generation, especially when you look at what the next gen wants out of life. And that's time freedom. All of our stories are a little different, but at the end of the day, we all wanted time freedom. And that's what we have the opportunity to go get. We just got to do it. So that leads me into whether you've been with us for a while, maybe you just started, maybe you started today, or you come back from PXP, or you hear some meetings and you hear all these good golden nuggets on what to do, how to go reach things, but you're like, okay, what do I do like today? What can I do every day when I wake up that's going to turn into having the opportunity to reach everyone you want to reach? And so I just want to give you some daily action items that honestly, I'll give the credit to my dad. I got it from him, but then I started applying it to myself, and that's how I ran to vice president. So that's what I'll do. What to do, daily action every day. So hopefully you can see this. I'm gonna get on the whiteboard. All right. The first thing is just actively recruiting, and people make it a lot harder to me, I think, than it has to be. It's not like some big, long, drawn out thing. It's just go be a human and talk to other humans. So what I do, and I suggest you do, is go make a names list. All right. What I actually did this yesterday because I went through all my other names, but go to your Instagram or Facebook, whatever, go through your friends list and just write down 100 names. It doesn't matter. Maybe you got a connection with them. Maybe you're their best friend. Maybe you have no idea who they are. Write down 100 names, and I'll show you what that can turn into. So if I write down 100 names, I'm just going to write in, hopefully. Can you see that? 100 names. If I reach out to 100 people, I will get, just kind of the math and the way it works in the industry, I will get 10 brand partners out of those 100 names. All right. So I reached out to 100 people. I got 10 brand partners. And it's not some big elaborate thing. It's just picking up the phone or shoot them a text. I personally would say probably if you're going to shoot a text, send an audio recording, just because I think them hearing your voice is better. But if nothing else, send them a message. But it's just, I'm going to use Sarah for an example. Hey, Sarah, I'm super excited about something I've got going on. If you've got 5 minutes in the next couple of days, I'd love to give you a call and just connect the dots and see where it goes. Easy as that. You never said anything about partner co. You didn't say anything about selling. You didn't say anything about health and wellness. You didn't say anything. All you said is, I'm excited. I want to connect the dots. If you'll do that to 100 people, you will absolutely at least get 10 brand partners. Probably get more than that. All right. Where do I go from there? Well, teach them 10 to go write down 100 names. All right. If we do that, 100 times 10, I'm terrible at math. I'll go ahead and tell you, but I'm pretty sure it's 1,000. We're going to have 1,000 names, which is going to bring 100 brand partners. Just doing the same thing. All right. Then we're going to go do the same thing. 100 brand partners. We'll go teach them 100 names. All right. Now we've got 10,000 names doing the same thing, which is going to bring 1,000 brand partners. Just running that system of connecting dots and seeing where it goes. That's, to me, the easiest way to actively recruit, just making that names list and then checking it off. And then honestly, I'll just tell you personally, like when you first start doing it, it may be uncomfortable, and that's okay. That's normal. But I almost look at it as I've just got to check off the list. Like I've got this list. I just got to put a scratch through the name to check it off on my daily to-do list. And then it's more of just the getting the message out, not who's receiving it. That's personally how I'm able to get it out and get more comfortable with it. The next thing, probably everybody does on here. If not, I hope, I'm not going to say what Todd Rowland says, but I hope you do this. It's just a system of growth. It's proven to work. It's the easiest thing I've ever seen done. It's duplicatable. If no matter if you're 18 or 99, you can do the system of growth, and it blows me away every day on the results we see with people who don't even realize what they're doing. They're just copy and pasting, and they're having results. And I'll just talk about this very briefly. But with the NexGen, what I see on a daily basis is the fear of social acceptance. And it's a real thing. But for those type people, I just want to say, wherever you want to get to in life, the people that you're worried about what they think are not going to get you there. So don't worry about what others think, and just go do what you know works. So even if you had to do this, I had to do it at the beginning. Make the post, press post, and put your phone down. Turn it off. You ain't got to sit there and look at it. Just do it. So make you a names list. Run the SOG. All right. If you will marry them and do both, it'll get you to where you want to go. So it leads me into the next 90 days. How can we get the most out of the next 90 days? We did this Zoom on as close as we could possibly do on purpose, because we wanted it to be close to 90 days till January 1st. So tonight is 91 days until January 1st. Tomorrow is 90. And so I just think 3 months, 90 days, like if we will press the gas, put the pedal to the metal, do the little things each and every day, and just do it for 90 days, see what it turns into. But then also it will allow you to explode going into 2026. So I told you how I started. I started last January and kind of started from scratch. So, and I saw the success I had in those, just going from January to hitting vice president, whatever. But I couldn't even imagine where I would be if I would have started January with doing 90 days of what we just talked about. So I want to show you just real quick, going into these last 90 days. All right. So I know today is 91 days. I'm going to act like it's tomorrow. We're going to say 90 days till January 1st. So what can we do? So I told you the names list. All right. The names list to me is the biggest thing, but you don't have to knock out 100 in one day. Like, don't make it too overwhelming. So Todd Falcone calls it the law. So whatever your law is, my law is I'm going to reach out to 5 people a day. Yours may be 3. Okay. But let's just say it's 5. you could what I try to do, and I think anybody could carve out 15 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe an hour out of their day where they're just going to sit down and they're just going to reach out to people, for that certain amount of time. Just block off that time, do reach outs that time and that part of the day, and you'll be able to reach out to whatever your number is. All right. So 90 days till January 1st. If you reached out you made your names list and you just did 5 people a day. So I'm sending a message to 5 people every single day for 90 days. That's 450 people you would have reached out to by January 1st. That's, to me, is mind blowing, because when you first see that number, 450, you're like, holy smokes, there's no way I can reach out to that many people. But if I do 5 a day, I can do 5 a day. 5 a day to reach 450 people, that will get you where you want to go. And then you do that same number. If you reach out to 450 people, 5 a day, you will absolutely get at least 45 new brand partners to start your business with going into the new year. Just imagine that. I would have loved to start last January with 45 new energetic people ready to go. So I hope this makes sense, because when I broke it down and saw it for myself, it really blew me away, because like I said, make your names list, 5 people. We can all do 5 people a day, or maybe it's 3, whatever your number is. Just do that day in and day out, and then it'll get you to where you want to go. And then you will end 2025 the right way, but then explode going into 2026. So I hope that makes sense. That's really what I wanted to show you tonight, because when I saw that, I was like, we've got to we just got to get the word out. So with that being said, hopefully, if anybody needs to see that, hopefully it's there. I tried to write big enough. But so we'll go into some, I'll tell you what, I'm going to close with this, because I talked to Sarah about it and Shelby. We want to, well, I'll let Shelby talk about North Carolina. But so to me, live events are so big, especially in our industry. But so 2 things. Number 1, we want to know where you're from, especially everybody, but especially the NexGen. That way we can pinpoint different spots on the map where everybody's at, and then we can connect dots and play who do you know around the world, and then do our own little road show. See where people at, where we can go connect and help and grow teams there. But then we've got an event coming up that I'll let Shelby talk about. But in February, we have Destin coming up, and I can't stress how important Destin is and Destin was for me, because it's when I saw the vision, but also understood and saw the community. So if you've never been to an event, I highly suggest you get to an event. And I walked away from Destin, number 1, knowing that this is what I wanted to do, but also number 2 is I told my dad, I was like, look, I don't care if I only make $500 a month for the rest of my life here. I'm not leaving this community. Like, this community it's the best job in the world. So I wanted to talk about that. Shelby, I'll let you talk about North Carolina real quick, and then we're going to dive into we're going to hear from a brand new person who has had success running the system. We're going to hear for what she has to say, and then we'll open the floor up for any quick IPAs, and then we'll close it out. So Shelby, would you tell us about North Carolina?
Yes, so even sooner than Destin, in February, we've got a Connect event happening in North Carolina, which is local to me. It's only about 30 minutes from where I'm from. It's in Greensboro, North Carolina, on December the 6th. So you've got about 2 months to plan for that. And again, if you're within driving distance, make it a priority. And if you really want to be involved in something, jump on a plane, because what Peyton said, the community and just the realness that you'll feel when you get to the big events, it just makes a huge difference. So if you guys can make it to Greensboro, North Carolina, December the 6th, we'd love to see you.
Yes, that's awesome. I can't wait. So anybody that was at PXP, I unfortunately was not able to be there, and I've never experienced FOMO as bad as I did that week. That was a terrible week, but I'm glad that everybody else had a blast. So this next person that I want to introduce, I haven't got the pleasure to meet her in person yet, but I feel like we're already friends just through just talking and social media stuff. But she's crushing it. All right, she's posting. I've seen her do videos, like putting herself out there. And I'm very proud of her, but I just wanted her to come on and share what she's done to have success, because I think it's very important for the next gen to see that there are other people like us doing this. You're not crazy. And there are other people out there having success. So, Sophie, do you care to unmute and just let us know first off, how long you've been with us, and maybe what you've done just to create some success, and anything else you'd like to share.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me on here tonight, Peyton. And my name's Sophie. Can you all still see me? I had wrote some notes. Okay, perfect. So I had started with Partner Co. about a month ago, and my mom started a month before me. So I just did what she said and took these awesome new drops that she was raving about. And a few weeks in, I had lost all of my college inflammation, and I was absolutely amazed, and I felt so much better. I lost a whole pant size, and it was just honestly awesome, because I don't know about y'all, but I gained the freshman 15, like almost freshman 30 senior year. So I definitely, when I found this, my sister got married in June, and I wish that I had found it before, because it has just absolutely changed my whole life and like how I see myself and everything. So I saw how much money my mom had made in a month, and I had nothing else going on career wise post grad, and I just graduated in May. So I had just jumped all in, bought the 30 pack, and right now we are actually on a road trip up the New England states for a month. And we have almost mailed the whole 30 pack back, and I've made my money back. So the rest of it will be profit, which I think is absolutely so amazing. And I did get to go to the conference in Dallas that Peyton was talking about. And I think that we should all prioritize the one in Orlando for sure. It inspired me so much. And it was so cool meeting all these people, especially when I heard about Peyton, someone my age, absolutely killing it. And I know that I'm very new with this company, but I know something good when I see it. And I wanted to share this with you guys and give y'all some encouragement. I have two friends. One I reached out to, and we've been friends for a long time. And I used Peyton's before and after pictures to convince him, actually. And then I had another friend who reached out to me that I had not even spoken to since middle school. And she is all in, wants to know all about the business. So keep it up. She saw the post, and I know that even if the post felt awkward, especially like in our generation, like Peyton was saying, sometimes it can just be kind of weird. But I think if we just all hold each other accountable, we can do this for the long haul. And I think that's all I have. But I just wanted to say thank you for Peyton for being a leader and showing us how it's all done. And we're definitely friends already. Now we have met for sure.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. And she said it. I mean, you just got to post. I mean, you just got to post. And then if you will reach out to people, I'll say this too about reaching out is there's so many people that see the post that reaching out may just push them over the edge that they wanted to say something. They just, whatever, you just gave them that extra lift. I got to ask this gentleman because I've talked to him. I see him on social media every day. I don't know if he's able to talk. I haven't even told him this. I'm going off script here, but Peter Ho, if you are able to talk, I would love to hear some words from you, brother. Just let us know you're crushing it on social media. You've lost a ton of weight. We're gonna have a push-up challenge at some point when me and you see each other next in person. Just give us some tips and maybe something you took away from PXP or something that you've been applying to your business that's made you grow.
Yeah, for sure, Peyton. Thank you so much. Your dad did beat me in the push-up challenge. A little awkward, but it's okay. That was exciting. But hey, that's what Coach Palmer does, right? But no, honestly, guys, PXP was super exciting. Honestly, the fire products that we have, especially I don't know what that was. Max 2.0, I think that's probably the best selling product I have right now. As an athlete coach, I know Peyton is a coach himself. That's the number one thing we're selling right now here. So, but it's all about a decision that you guys make, especially after PXP, right? We get all excited, we get all amped up, but how do we continue that fire? Continue on to this 90-day journey. So at the end of the day, it's a decision that you guys have to make. Like, hey, am I going all in or we're going half in, half out? So that's exactly what I've been doing after PXP. I've changed my post to now from 2 times a day to I think at 4 now, not 4 times a day. So be loud with it, be confident, be loud, and have a belief that you have this company on your back. So super excited to see what you guys all have here and super excited to see everyone grow. And I'm going to be at Temecula, actually. I'm actually one of the speakers at Temecula event in San Diego this week. So I'm kicking it off at the Discovery event. So if you guys have anybody in the San Diego event, or San Diego, Temecula, LA area, invite them to the event because I definitely know that the speakers there are going to just explode it. But also I'm going to be there. So I think I'm going to bring the fire there for sure and really represent this next gen group, being the youngest in the whole room. I think half people's age, but it's okay. That's the exciting part about what we have here and how we can really just explode everybody in this group.
And Peter, can you talk about the time frame of that event that's this weekend?
Yeah, it's going to be in Temecula at the Embassy Suite from 10 to 12 p.m. I know that who's coming this week? That's a good question. I know
Dan
James Zhang's
Cowley.
gonna be there. Dan
Yep.
Collin and Kevin Coda's going to be there. And then I know some of our speakers from James' team is going to be there too. So definitely excited. I know we're going to be there at 9 to set up. So if you guys want to come early to chit chat, we're there. I believe the link to the event is on Partner & Co.'s website, Discover San Diego. You can buy your tickets there. I know Dan was saying that, hey, buy your tickets early so we know how to plan, and all guests are free. So I know partners, there's $10, but everybody that you bring is free. So excited to see anyone there.
Thank you for that, Peter. And good luck to you, and congratulations on getting to speak. I know you'll do a great job, and anybody that can get out to Temecula, go out and see Peter and the rest of them, and play who do you know around the world and see around the country and see if you know anybody and can get them to an event. It's going to be awesome. I know we got one in Alabama coming up, and then Nashville, Tennessee. Well, guys, that's all for tonight. Thank y'all so much for being on. And like Sarah said, this will be posted on our NexGen YouTube. All our recordings go on there. And if you have any questions or anybody, whatever, just feel free to reach out anytime. So thank you guys so much for being on, and see y'all all later.
Bye, guys.